The Home Depot was founded in Atlanta, Georgia by Bernie Marcus and Arthur Blank. In 1979, they opened their first 2 stores. They went public in 1981. The vision of the founders was to create a superstore with a huge variety of merchandise, staffed by expertly trained employees who could help the average person with any home repair. After the Home Depot went public, Marcus and Blank made a commitment to give back to the communities where their stores are located. Following through on that commitment, legions of Home Depot volunteers, backed by the Home Depot Foundation, worked tirelessly in their free time to help veterans and communities across the country. In 2018, the Home Depot had 2,287 stores across 3 countries. Taking a look at where the Home Depot is today, based on net sales for fiscal year 2018, the Home Depot is the world's largest home improvement retailer. Their brick-and-mortar stores contain over 120,000 square feet in each. They reported sales in 2018 of $108.2 billion. This was up from the $100.9 billion in 2017 and $94.6 billion in 2016. These sales increases have contributed to a return on invested capital of 44.8% in the last year. The 2 primary stated objectives of the Home Depot are to grow market share with their customers and to increase shareholder value. These objectives are to be achieved by using the 3 principles to drive growth. They wish to deliver an exceptional customer experience. They want to lead in product authority and maintain a disciplined approach to capital allocation. In 2017, the Home Depot began an investment strategy which allocated $11 billion over the next few years to their stores, associates, digital experience, and supply chain. This capital investment is intended to keep the company well positioned for future growth against their 5 key strategies: connecting associates to customer needs, creating an interconnected experience using the stores and online, connecting products and services to customer needs, connecting product to shelf, site, and customer, and innovating the business model and value chain. This strategic initiative has been called the One Home Depot Experience. The Home Depot has identified that their customers are shopping differently than they did several years ago. Many in-store visits that occur today are first influenced by a website visit, and over 50% of all online orders are picked up in stores. They wish to simplify operations to increase associate productivity using an in-store management system that results in less time spent learning and using systems and more time spent with the customer. Creating value for stakeholders is another core strategic objective for the Home Depot. The company's fiscal net earnings were $11.1 billion, or $9.73 per share. This was a 33.5% increase in earnings per share from the prior year. The Home Depot looks to return a meaningful percentage of earnings to shareholders through dividends and share repurchases. In fact, during fiscal year 2018, they returned $14.7 billion to shareholders in the form of dividends and share repurchases. Since its inception, the Home Depot has fostered a culture of community involvement with an emphasis on support for veterans. In 2018, 35,000 Home Depot employees identified as military veterans or reservists. The company has pledged $500 million to veteran causes by the year 2025. $50 million has been pledged to training 20,000 people in skilled trades over the next 10 years. Taking a look at strategic controls, the Home Depot has adopted all recommendations of the SEC Blue Ribbon Committee to implement practices that strengthen compliance procedures and improve financial performance. The following strategic controls were implemented to support strong corporate governance. A disclosure committee tasked with ensuring that the company's disclosures to stockholders and the investment community are accurate and complete. They created a corporate compliance council, now known as an enterprise risk council, to review the company's compliance policies and monitor performance. A policy was created with detailed procedures for the retention of the company's independent auditors, and new independence standards for the board members, which meet or exceed the standards proposed by the New York Stock Exchange. Looking at the board of directors for the Home Depot, they are chosen through a majority vote process. That's how the board of directors is determined. Board of directors are encouraged to visit stores regularly and maintain an active role in the business. A substantial majority of the directors on the board are independent, and each director serving on the Audit, Leadership Development and Compensation, Nominating and Corporate Governance Committee is independent. Through its existing procedures and with the guidance of an informed, engaged, and independent board, the company has the structure and tools to execute on its commitment to strong corporate governance. The primary responsibilities of the board of directors are to act in the best interests of the company. By selecting the Home Depot management team, they act as advisors on business matters, and they oversee performance. Directors have a duty of care to exercise appropriate diligence. In meeting their care responsibilities, they're expected to attend and participate in all board meetings. Participation is actually required. They may not vote or participate by proxy. They are expected to remain properly informed about the company's business and affairs. They can rely on others for information and corporate records, but they must rely on good faith on the official records of the company. Developing strategic recommendations for a company such as the Home Depot requires a thorough assessment of the factors, both internal and external, that impact their overall business model and development. The SWOT analysis shown on screen offers a visual representation of the greatest of these key factors. Taking a look at the strengths, one of the key strengths of the Home Depot lies in their leadership. Much of their success is credited to an inverted pyramid style. This culture was driven by the founders, and it exemplifies customers first, employees second, leaders last. The Home Depot prides itself on being a value-based business. Their brand image was built on brick-and-mortar warehouse-style storefronts in an age where digital shopping seems to reign in other sectors. In fact, the Home Depot recently was found to have overtaken Coca-Cola in overall brand value. Customer service and reputation based on 3,274 ratings in the past year with Consumer Affairs. The Home Depot has maintained a rating of 4 out of 5 stars in customer service. Employees of the retailer strive for excellence in most every situation. Supplier relationships. Home Depot is a major customer of certain suppliers. They have exclusivity with the strength of buying power that allows for strong bargaining. Market share. The Home Depot has made impressive gains in a number of areas in recent years. Growth in sales revenues have improved their market share considerably, along with a far greater expansion rate than their chief competitor, Lowe's. Some of the weaknesses that the Home Depot faces include a limited supply chain. The Home Depot offers between 30,000 and 40,000 different products in their stores at any given time. While this diversification in product offerings contributes to overall sales, sourcing these products appropriately to ensure quality and product lines presents challenges. The Home Depot has begun branding their own product line in recent years to help combat this. The Home Depot also has a very strong reliance on the U.S. market. In fiscal year 2014, the U.S. accounted for roughly 90% of total revenues for the company. The Home Depot also has an easily replicated business model. They continue to reign as the top supplier of home improvement goods, but many elements of their success are easily replicated, including their employee training programs, customer-focused do-it-yourself workshops, and their e-commerce platforms. Another weakness for the Home Depot is the high debt level that they carry. At the end of 2014, they carried long-term standing debt of around $16.9 billion, far exceeding Lowe's $10.1 billion. Those high debt levels, coupled with future interest payments, could exert a negative impact on their cash flow and profitability, along with constraining their ability to expand. The Home Depot has a lot of opportunity going forward. One of the greatest opportunities for them is in globalization. It's not their first try, because in 2004, the Home Depot attempted to expand into China. In 2012, they shut down all of the stores they had opened. The cultural climate was not receptive to a do-it-yourself approach. Through this failure, the Home Depot should have gained valuable insight into cultural dynamics and the need to adapt for successful expansion. Another opportunity lies in supply chain expansion. The Home Depot can increase margins and ensure business continuity in the face of natural disasters or economic downturns that could disrupt their limited supply chain. The Home Depot has made strategic moves to diversify its brand in recent years, but they have strong opportunity. While they've expanded on their delivery services, training services, tool rentals, there is still opportunity in the commercial sector for construction equipment rental, product financing, and increased trade classes. Another opportunity lies in e-commerce growth. The growth of the digital environment with the Home Depot has had rapid success, but they are seeking ways to capitalize on this with an increased capture rate and by implementing the One Home Depot experience. Threats that the Home Depot faces include competition. Lowe's remains their top competitor, but they are also facing increasing pressure from other big box stores such as Walmart, Costco, Target. Even online-only retailers such as Amazon are presenting a threat in their offerings of home improvement products. What happens in an economic downturn? While the Home Depot's future sales performance is highly impacted by the U.S. economy, factors such as employment rates, interest rates, and new housing starts will all combine to determine the Home Depot's performance month to month. In the event of an economic downturn, home improvement tends to be put off. While the Home Depot prides itself on having a skilled, motivated, and highly trained workforce, such things do not come without a cost. Employees who possess the know-how to properly instruct customers are going to demand a higher rate of pay and benefits than an unskilled employee. And a recent new development in tariffs is also a threat to the Home Depot. As many of their 30,000 to 40,000 products are produced in China and other Asian countries, the recent tariff war might have long-term impact on pricing available in their stores. Taking a look at where the Home Depot stacks up to the competition, you'll see the blue line represents steady growth all the way through projected into 2019. Lowe's has not been quite as stable. This is helping them retain market share. Strategic alternatives and strategies for the Home Depot, with sales that are nearly 1.5 times that of Lowe's, they are positioned for future long-term success. Strong leadership, positive branding, and excellent customer service will continue to drive market share. All that being said, the Home Depot is still facing a number of challenges that they will need to address to ensure future sustainable margins. In the short term, the company will need to focus on sourcing additional suppliers, primarily suppliers located outside of Asia. They need to continue to grow their existing supply chain and avoid possible chain disruptions in the event of natural disasters, government changes, and economic challenges. A key factor in the Home Depot's long-term strategic plan should be globalization, though it does not appear to be in the company's immediate future. Having failed in their prior foray into China, it would be recommended that the company hire an outside consulting firm that specializes in multicultural expansions. Such a company could mean the difference between success and failure of any expansion. The Home Depot will also need to perform excessive due diligence to ensure the markets they are seeking to expand into have a need for home improvement supplies and a cultural readiness to welcome them. Thank you for your time.